Encore. I am the ledge from Over the Edge, Angel D'Souza.
And I am the infamous DJ King. And ladies and gentlemen, we want to start tonight by saying thank you. Thank you so much for your support. We had our debut episode of Encore, came out last month. Over 300 views in the first week. Now, all we want to do is keep making this show better for you, the loyal fans of BWP. So, as we say every week, get in touch with us on Twitter, get in touch with us on Facebook, and we'll do what we can to make this show more enjoyable for you. But tonight, we're here to talk about the El Bandito Tournament 2013. Angel?
Yeah, and we saw a definite hometown winner in Dylan Roberts that night. He was definitely wanted to be the winner by everybody there at Denby, and the footage what we've got later on really just doesn't do it justice to how loud it actually was in there that night.
No, I wasn't there that night, but I understand that you were there that night. Can you just tell us about the reaction for Dylan Roberts?
Well, as I said, I mean, he's the hometown hero. I predicted him to win the tournament, and I was right. But as I said, I mean, we will show you footage throughout the show of everything what went down at Denby, but just words cannot do it justice of how much that guy was cheered and applauded by the crowd that night.
Also tonight, we will give you, the BWP Faithful, an exclusive preview of our next upcoming show, Champions Ball. Tonight we will announce one of the biggest matches we have ever seen here in BWP. You're going to stick around, we'll give you that information tonight.
Okay, so let's break it down to actually see what happened on the 23rd at Denby Town Hall. And we'll start off with the quarterfinals, and we'll start off with the first one, which I said would be potentially the match of the whole tournament, and we couldn't pick a winner. I couldn't pick a winner either way, but I think I ended up going for Bubblegum.
If you're not sure what match he's talking about, it was the Juice, CJ Banks versus Bubblegum. Now, we did anticipate that this match could possibly be the match of the night, and I'm sure you fans weren't disappointed. Let's take a look at the footage. So as you can see from the footage we've just shown, the BWP Faithful were out in force that night behind Bubblegum, but it was the Juice, CJ Banks, who took the win and who also took the victory from Bubblegum, in which was his last ever match in professional British wrestling.
Yeah, we'd just like to wish Bubblegum all the best, because at the moment he would have just undergone recent knee surgery. So from myself, DJ, we've worked with him in the past, we know him personally, we just want to wish him a speedy recovery. We hope it's not the last we see of him in British wrestling, but he'll be forever remembered by us all and loved by us all.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Get well soon, Pip. Okay, now on to the second quarter-final. And we had a battle of the Stokies. We had BWP Rookies Champion Mark Morgan taking on British wrestling royalty, the mean old bastard, Keith Myatt.
It was definitely a clash of styles from the start, because we had old school going up against new school. And if you remember, back at the last show, I predicted a Myatt and really did a bad joke. Let's see the footage and let's see who was right.
So as you can see from the footage, neither man managed to advance in the tournament. Now, we here at BWP Encore, we love to bring you exclusives. And right now, we have some exclusive backstage footage of what went down after the match between Mark Morgan and Keith Myatt.
You're too old, you bastard!
You're too old, eh? You're talking to, eh? You're respect my ass. You need to you've got to be in 10 minutes in the ring there. It's time back in it. Hey, never mind, come on then, if you want to go, Polly. If you want to go, hey? Come on then, kick me out anytime. We don't have to do it to the ring, do we? Yeah, go on then, gay boy.
As you can see from that exclusive backstage footage, there's certainly no love lost between those two guys, and the clash of styles is still going on even after the bell had rung. Mark doesn't think that Keith should be in a ring, and Keith doesn't think Mark's good enough because he couldn't beat him in 10 minutes.
Well, I'll say this much, I don't think that's the last time we're going to see Mark Morgan and Keith Myatt in a BWP ring. The next quarter-final is between Welsh Hero, the Red Saint, and the babyface Pitbull. Now, Angel, I think I predicted the destruction of Red Saint for this match. I think you'll remember rightly.
Yeah, but I also predicted and said that the Red Saint was over as fuck, and I'm pretty sure that happened as well.
Let's take a look at the footage. Come on. Come on.
Twat.
Thank you, Pitbull! So, ladies and gentlemen, as you saw from that footage, Red Saint was not able to withstand the test given to him by former two-time BWP Catchweight Champion, the babyface Pitbull. I mean, I will say in his defence, he was going up against, well, pretty much three people in the match. He had the babyface Pitbull, who was a wrecking machine on his own. We had Baz Mack, the brains of the operation. And, as per Pitbull's contract, we had one of his girlfriends in the ring with him. And I think it was... Sorry, he's got that many, it's hard to keep count over which one it was. It wasn't Cheryl. It wasn't Brittany.
Donna.
It wasn't Donna.
Oh, that's a dog's name, isn't it, really? Donna.
Donna the dog,
Yeah.
I can see that one.
Oh, Hurricane Lana.
It was
Yeah.
Hurricane Lana.
Yeah, that's the one. Well, I learned something from this match. You don't bet on Tranmere, you don't bet on Arsenal, and you certainly don't bet on the Red Saint. Major, major fuck up. But we still have one quarter final left to go, and that was 100% Welsh beef Dylan Roberts against your guy,
Liverpool's own Zach Gibson. Let's take a look. Have you ever, in the history of BWP, heard a reaction for two guys like we've just heard from Denby?
I think basically what it showed is that the people of Denby, regardless of whether you was a pro Dylan Roberts fan, which a lot of them were on the night, or whether you love Zach Gibson, they were pure wrestling fans, and that's what they got, pure wrestling.
I mean, it sounded to me like if that wasn't 50-50 split down the middle, it must have only been about 60-40 in Dylan's favour.
Yeah.
And Dylan is a hometown hero. And Zach Diamond, Gibson, is a Liverpool lad. We all know that. And for the Denby fans to give that much respect and adoration to Zach Diamond Gibson,
yeah,
it really does show the kind of calibre of athlete that Gibson is. And I mean, you know, Gibson might not have got it done on the night. I mean, you know, I might have called it. I said Dylan was gonna lose, and he didn't. And fair play to Dylan Roberts. But you're gonna see big things coming from Zach Diamond Gibson here at BWP.
At the end of the day, the result still stands. Yaki Da beats Scouse La.
My God, your jokes are getting worse.
I thought it was pretty good.
No, it was pretty terrible. Now we move on to the semi-finals, but before we can talk about any matches, we're going to show you a clip of BWP General Manager Sean Astin addressing the Keith Meyer, Mark Morgan situation from earlier on in the night. Now we know neither one of those men went through, and Sean Astin was racking his brain about what to do to continue the show. So let's take a look at the footage and see what decision he came to.
Second half of the Bandito tournament. Now, I'm out here to address something which I raised prior to the commencement of the quarter-final matches, and that is the time limit draw between Mark Morgan and Keith Meyer. Due to this draw, I've had some difficult decisions to make. Now, I can't do this all on my own, so over the course of the interval and the last two quarter-final matches, I've taken the counsel of some very trusted advisors, and it is my decision that following the next semi-final match, the babyface Pitbull will receive a bye to the final of this evening's tournament.
So as we can see from that footage, Sean Astin gave the babyface Pitbull a bye straight into the final of the El Bandito tournament. Now Angel, you were there that night. Any thoughts?
Well, I think exactly the same now as what I did a few nights ago at Denby, and I just echo what the fans thought as well. I just thought it was bullshit. 100% bullshit. The babyface Pitbull, he'd already got the profits of the night. He'd already got one of his skanky birds at ringside. He'd already got his picture on the poster. And now he was hankering for a main event shot straight away, not having to face anyone in the semi-finals. But, you know, and you've just got to look at Baz Mack and his shady tactics once again, looking at Aston, saying he was having business meetings with associates, doing each other's pockets. It's disgraceful, and it's a mockery of this business and this company as a whole. But, you know, Sean Aston's made the decision, babyface Pitbull gets a bye. So that brings us to only one semi-final what we had left on the night.
And that semi-final match was 100% Welsh beef. Dylan Roberts against pound for pound the best wrestler today, the Juice, CJ Banks. This was going to be an astounding match. We'd already had Juice take on Bubblegum earlier on, and we'd also already had Dylan take on Zach Gibson.
To quote you last month, it was going to be a barn burner. Let's take a look.
after a stellar bout between 100% Welsh Beef Dylan Roberts and the Juice CJ Banks, we see Dylan Roberts go on to face the Pitbull in the final of the El Bandito tournament.
But it didn't end there, because after the match, the babyface Pitbull, again, mired in controversy. Comes down to the ring and he attacks Dylan Roberts from behind with a chair. Now Dylan Roberts, he's already got injured ribs at the hands of the Toxic Terror Alex Cyanide from the last show which we had. So the babyface Pitbull, you know, he's not content with the fact that he's getting away with one match and he's only going to have to wrestle one match and now Dylan's going to wrestle three. It's just sneaky and underhanded again, and he was just hoping that by attacking Dylan, he was going to get a guaranteed opportunity to take home the El Bandito Shield.
Well, as everyone knows who was there on the night, Dylan Roberts was taken backstage for maybe 10 minutes tops to receive medical attention. He come out, tape ribs and all, and went on to face the Pitbull in the final. And we're going to take a look at that match right now.
this tournament is the memory of his name. Derby Town Hall was one of the venues that they ran. Always get a fantastic crowd in these venues. Honestly, I couldn't have won this if it weren't for each and every single one of you here. It shouldn't be my name on this, it should be yours. Thank you.
And there you have it. After every single underhanded tactic from the babyface Pitbull, interference from Baz Mack, interference from his bird, a ref bump, interference from security people, hell, even the bloody barmaid could have interfered on the babyface Pitbull's behalf. But I'm sure that Dylan Roberts would have still taken a victory. And my pick for the tournament, Dylan Roberts, he takes home the El Bandito Shield back to Wales.
And in doing so, he has earned himself a title shot at the PWI BWP Catchweight Champion, the Monster, the Toxic Terror, Alex Cyanide. And you people, you wonderful people, will be able to see that match live at Champions Ball right here in the Frith Beach Arena. At the top of the show, I said I had a special announcement regarding Champions Ball that I was going to give to you, the BWP Faithful. Well, I lied. I don't just have one special announcement. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I've got 3.
3?
3.
3 special announcements?
Oh yeah.
No way.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm well excited. I've not been this excited about anything since I got a Sega Dreamcast 12 years ago.
Do you think maybe one day we'll get paid by Sega for all this product placement we keep doing?
Yeah, I already got 100 gold rings last month. Where are yours?
Anyway, let's get back to it. Yes, like I said, we have 3 announcements regarding Champions Ball. First up, we're going to talk about the first match that we're going to announce is a fatal 4-way tag team elimination match to crown brand new BWP Tag Team Champions. Now the story behind this match, Angel, is a couple of months ago you BWP fans might have noticed that we announced a BWP Tag Team Tournament to crown new Tag Team Champions. Well, since then we've had a change in management. BWP General Manager Sean Aston thought that I think his exact words were, the idea for a Tag Team Tournament is shite. Was the words that came out of his mouth, I don't know. But he's decided that instead we're going to have a fatal 4-way elimination tag match to crown the new Tag Team Champions. And the tag teams involved in this match will be the Knights of the Squared Circle,
BBS and Ryan Smile coming all the way from the Midlands,
the Blackpool Blondes,
and finally, the Hunter Brothers.
Now Angel, this looks like it's going to be a top match featuring some of the best tag teams from all across the country vying for the very prestigious, and I know that from experience, BWP Tag Team titles. And I'll tell you what, it takes a special kind of team to wear the BWP Tag Team titles, especially if you wear them for, nearly 12 months. But, I digress. That match will be an interesting one to watch, I can guarantee that much. Well, announcement number 2. Earlier on this week I received an email from Mr. BWP General Manager Sean Aston.
Muppet.
Well, a lot of people have different opinions about the man. I don't like him because he's ginger, but that's just me. Anyway, I digress. He sent me an email this week telling me to announce on the show that at Champions Ball, BWP Rookie Division Champion Mark Morgan will be facing off against a mystery international opponent. That's all the information I've been given.
Taka Michinoku.
It's not Taka Michinoku.
Funaki.
It's not Funaki.
A Brooklyn Brawler.
You're way out of the ballpark now.
Matt Morgan's already pissed off due to the confrontation he had backstage with Keith Myers at the last show. I suppose you could probably say it was like handbags at dawn. So you can imagine what it's going to be like, because he doesn't even know who's going to be facing at Champions Ball. I'd be pissed off with that.
Well, this is the kind of situation that happens a lot in wrestling in general. A lot of the time you've got to be prepared for anything, and that's what Mark Morgan's going to do. Mark Morgan has the chance at Champions Ball to prove that he is a main eventer, to prove that he is a guy who is going to move on from the rookies division and is going to go on to try and take that catchweight belt at some point. But this could be the biggest test of Mark Morgan's career so far. He's going in facing a guy, he has no idea about this guy. He has no idea about what kind of wrestler this guy is. It's going to be, it's like wrestling blind. Time for the biggest announcement in the history of BWP Encore. We are going to announce the co-main event for Champions Ball. It's going to be a Money in the Bank match. But that's not it. It's going to be a triple threat Money in the Bank match. But that's not all.
No way. More than that.
It's going to be a triple threat Money in the Bank match inside a 15-foot steel cage.
Holy motherfucking Welsh rabbit. No way.
Yes, you heard it here first. Champions Ball, 30th of March at Frith Beach. We are going to have a steel cage Money in the Bank triple threat match. See who's going to be the next. Well, as we used to call it here at BWP, it used to be the sure shot. Obviously now it is just the Money in the Bank. It can be cashed in wherever, whenever, for any title in BWP. Now, obviously, we've looked at the match. Now it's maybe time to look at the participants.
Yeah, and I have the exclusive footage of that from all the fallout from Denby. Yeah.
Hang on, how do you have the exclusive footage?
Because I was there.
Yeah, but how did you get backstage?
Well, because I actually do my job properly, and if you would actually turn up to a fucking show once in a while, instead of just lounging around doing bugger all, then you know what exactly is going on! Ah!
Boy, that escalated quickly.
You cool now? Yeah?
Yeah.
Calm down?
Yeah.
Can we get on with the rest of the show?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. So, as my colleague said, we now have some exclusive footage for you, the BWP Faithful. Let's take a look at this footage.
Yeah. Donna, I've just had to be sorting something out. You just keep calm him down. He's going to be very happy when I get back, so you just make sure he's happy now. He doesn't break anything. Bye. The babyface Pitbull has been screwed again tonight, but I've just broken the deal with Sean Austin, the new GM of BWP, and my Pitbull is going to be the star of a triple threat Money in the Bank cage match on the 30th of March, and then he's going to be getting his BWP title back against whoever, Dylan Roberts, Cyanide, whichever one of you two has still got it by then. Take care, boys. Bye.
As you can see from the footage right there, Baz Mack clearly has arranged now that the babyface Pitbull will be one of the participants in this triple threat Money in the Bank cage match at Champions Ball.
Well, you mean, you've got to look at it this way. It's a cage match. Where'd you keep dogs?
In a cage.
The Pitbull is going to be in his element in this match. He's going to be locked in there with two other guys who he must have it in his head now that he's just going to be able to rip apart both of these men. But we're now going to take a look at the other two participants in this match. And seeing as though you got the interviews,
Yeah.
how about you tell us who the second participant is?
Well, the second participant is none other than a former PWI BWP catchweight champion. The guy who beat El Generico. The guy who took Davey Richards to the limit. We're talking about the pound for pound best, CJ Banks.
To be honest, I don't think it really makes much difference. Maybe Pitbull's got a slight, advantage. With him being a canine and all, he's used to being locked up in cages. But to be honest with you, it's just another time. I say it every time. It's just a chance for me to prove why I am exactly what I say I am. Pound for pound, the best wrestler. Not only in England, not only in Scotland, but in Wales as well. Bank on it.
Strong words there from the Juice, CJ Banks.
Yep, the Juice, he seems really, really focused, more than ever, and he's good. He's going to be fired up for this match. But we've got one more person we need to announce.
Obviously, we saw him take Dylan Roberts to the limit in the El Bandito tournament. He's been making waves all over the country. He is Liverpool's #1 son. He is Zach Gibson. Let's take a look.
At the Future Shock Super Show, I wrestled Dave Rain in a steel cage match. Dave Rain's been in BWP before, I'm sure you can find his matches on the YouTube channel. Dave Rain's a fine competitor. He met me in the cage match and I smashed his face in. I hit a double stomp from the top of the cage down onto Dave Rain's face and I walked out #1 contender to the Future Shock heavyweight title. History repeats itself, and at BWP I'm going to step foot in the triple threat cage match. If I have to double stomp from the top of the cage, I'm willing to do it again. If I have to frog splash from the top of the cage, I'm willing to do it again. I don't care if I bleed, I don't care if I get cut, I don't care about bruises, I don't care about broken bodies. I am walking out of that cage #1 contender to the BWP catchweight title. I don't care about the juice and I don't care about the pit bull. There's only one man that matters in BWP, and that's Liverpool's #1, Zach Gibson.
Some interesting words there from Liverpool's #1, Zach Gibson. Last year, Zach Gibson faced off against Dave Rain in a steel cage in Manchester. Now, as we know, he is the only man in this match with actual cage match experience. I mean, obviously we know this is going to work to an advantage for him, so what are your thoughts going into this match, now that we know that it's going to be the Pitbull versus the Juice versus Liverpool's #1? Your thoughts on this match?
Well, my first initial thoughts that it's going to be an absolute excellent, cracking match, excuse the pun, for our Easter Saturday show at Champions Ball. It's going to be very difficult to pick a winner, very, very difficult. You've got the babyface Pitbull, who everyone, we've talked about him enough. We always praise CJ Banks, and we've never got enough praise for Liverpool's #1 son, Zach Gibson. It's so hard to pick a winner, and any one of those would be a worthy winner.
See, I mean, I've wrestled against all three of these guys. I mean, Juice and Pitbull, they took the tag belts from me in Cyanide last year. I've teamed with and wrestled against Zach Gibson. I know all three of these guys are some of the top talent that we have here in this country. Not just this company, in this country. I can't pick a winner. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I mean, this is too evenly matched. All three of these guys are going into this match with the intent of becoming the next PWI BWP Catchweight Champ. I mean, all I can say is this match is going to tear the house down. It really is. I mean, you put these three guys in a ring, in any normal kind of match, it's going to be astounding. You put these three guys in a 15-foot steel cage, anything can happen. Now, even though it's already been announced, I'm going to talk about it one more time. We've got the main event for Champions Ball. It's going to be 100% Welsh Beef, Dylan Roberts, taking on the PWI BWP Catchweight Champion, the Toxic Terror, Alex Cyanide. Now, as everyone knows, if you know your history, then you know that I'm very close friends with the champ. And I have to say that after the number he did on Dylan Roberts in Pennyford, he's pretty confident about this match. But after the impressive outing that we saw Dylan Roberts have at the Bandito, it's going to be a tough one to call.
Again, it's a massive match. There's nothing more you can really say about it. It's going to be a fantastic occasion, a spectacle for all our fans who's going to come for this Easter Saturday extravaganza. It's going to be very, very difficult to pick a winner. You've got, Alex is going to have the size advantage, obviously, and the weight advantage, but Dylan's going to have so much momentum, and he's got the speed over Alex. But more than anything, he's got the belief, he's got the heart, and he's still going to have all of his countrymen here at the Frith Beach Arena to make sure that they can cheer him on, and hopefully, maybe you can finally, get the PWI BWP Catchweight Championship.
Well, look at it this way. I mean, he couldn't get the job done in Pennyford. Now, fair enough, he won the tournament, and you know what? Congratulations to you, Dylan. You did really well. But you've been in the ring with Cyanide. You know what he can do. I mean, personally, if I was you, I'd want to wait. Maybe let your ribs heal a bit more. But you seem to have more guts than brains, Dylan. So all I'm going to do is wish you the best of luck in your match against Cyanide, and hopefully we're not seeing you have an early retirement afterwards.
Be sure to join us at Frith Beach Arena, 30th of March.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're really glad you've joined us tonight. or this morning, or this afternoon, well, whatever time really you're watching this. This is a YouTube show, end of the day. We're going to finish up now with our final segment, and that segment is... What the bloody hell was that?
Well, I paid for it with my gold rings.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again. We are here with Ask Angel. It's that time of the show where you can ask my broadcast colleague, Mr. Angel D'Souza, anything you want. Any question whatsoever. And here we go. So, our first question comes to us via Twitter from Reese Wynn. Reese Wynn, that name sounds really familiar.
Never heard of him.
Well, his first question is, which member of the BWP roster likes it up the wrongin? LGT. Next question. This one comes from Wrestle Midlands, also via Twitter. Who would you, back in your prime, who would you like to take on up from the current BWP roster?
Right, okay. Tough one. But if I'd want to go against someone who I've never faced before. Never even had any experience with him or any dealings with him whatsoever within wrestling. And for that reason, and that reason alone, I'm going to pick Dylan Roberts. I think he's a stand-up guy, and I think me and him could really go toe-to-toe and have a barn burner.
Well, Dylan Roberts, see, that would be... I actually think... See, 100% Welsh beef Dylan Roberts against the lead from Alderley Edge, Angel D'Souza. It's a dream match. And it'll be a lot of fun to watch. Let's go on to the next question. This question comes to us from Sportsmama32 via Twitter. And this question is, just how did you, Angel D'Souza, beat El Ligero?
Oh, well, right. It's a fantastic story. Picture the scene. It's 2007. It's April. It's a nice balmy evening. And the match was set. An encounter. You know, back and forth, dives, everything. And I take the win clean with a dynamic 450 splash. 1, 2, 3.
Did you just say 450? Okay, next question. Right, this question comes to us from Mrs. Sachs. Ooh, awkward. What are your thoughts on amateur wrestling being removed from the Olympics as of 2020?
Well, personally, I think it's an absolute disgrace. We're talking about wrestling as, you know, the height of athletic competition, being one of the original sports brought in by, you know, by the Greeks when the first Olympics was held in Athens, way back years and years ago. I don't want it to be excluded from any Olympics at all, whether it's going to be 2020, 2037, 20 million, I don't care. So I'm joining with my new follower on Twitter, Mr. Kurt Angle himself. Yes, he now follows me. And we will do everything we possibly can on this show. We'll just put a hashtag if we have to, saying Save Olympic Wrestling. You know, we'll see if we'll get Kurt to retweet a BWP Encore. We'll do anything. We need to keep Olympic wrestling back in the Olympics. We don't want it gone. It's the foundation of where our great sport has come from.
Oh, I completely agree with you. I mean, if it wasn't for Olympic wrestling, we wouldn't have, you know, such professional wrestling all-stars, as you say, your newest follower on Twitter, Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
Even guys like, you know, your Jack Swaggers and your Dolph Zigglers and your Brock Lesnar's. God, these are guys that made their name in amateur wrestling. I mean, these are some of the best talents we've ever seen in the business, full stop. And if you get rid of Olympic wrestling as an event, I mean, there's a lot of people aren't going to want to get involved, and you know, we might lose some of the future stars of, you know, international wrestling if we lose Olympic wrestling from the Olympics.
Correct. So that brings us to the end of Ask Angel and closes the show as a whole. Please be sure to join us at Frith Beach Arena on the 30th of March. That's Easter Saturday. Get your asses down there and come and watch this show. It's going to be absolutely epic. The announcements what we've made, we've got a rookie match with a mystery opponent, we've got a PWI, BWP catchweight title match, and we've also got a
fatal four-way tag team title match. And yes,
triple threat.
Yes, we've got the triple threat Money in the Bank match inside a 15-foot steel cage. Right, people, don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, join our YouTube page. Make sure you watch this episode a couple of times just to get the views up. To go back and watch our other episode just so you can see how much better quality this one is.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am the infamous DJ King. He is followed on Twitter by Kurt Angle.
Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Thank you, and good night.